Put that coffee down.
So there are many points in the sales process where someone can fall out of it.
Okay.
You know, at any friction point, any point where you're asking them to pass through a gate, right? They can just sort of fall out. And so it's important that as business owners and as sales guys, we understand all those areas where they can fall out really, really well. And not only what gets them to there, but what happens when they're there, what the point of that point is, and then what communication is had with the client in between that and the next one.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with the most common reasons for no-shows. And I think a lot of people try and make it really complicated, and I will go into some complex reasons why you can get no-shows.
Okay.
Right? But the number one thing is the SMS credits run out on your scheduling system.
Really? It's as simple as that.
Number one reason.
So that's how those work. You have to top that up like a prepaid account.
Top it up.
People don't do that. And
they forget.
And that sends out the, like, what do you call it, confirmation. Reminds people.
Yep.
They don't get it. They're
don't
unreminded. They don't turn up.
Exactly. That is literally. So I have like a step-by-step idiot's guide to fixing no-show rates. And the number one thing is the SMS credits topped up. Because like people get lost in a sea of email. You know, like email is not a super effective form of communication for that type of thing. I think it is for like offers and like information. But when it's like, hey, just a reminder, 24 hours, you know. So that's like number one. So, you know, we've had show up rates issues in the past and ran around like chickens with their head cut off trying to figure out what's happening. And I haven't been reminded.
What does that cost?
Almost nothing.
Okay. Like per text message that goes out,
like
what are you paying?
less like cents.
Okay.
Yeah, and not lots of them.
Yeah,
like
just a couple of them.
Small amount of them. Yeah, yeah. Because it's an important thing that people have text and email reminders set up because just also like different demographics of people communicate with different means. Like a 50-year-old might want the email, and the text is like, oh, okay, sweet. But also, I think a lot of people forget that it's rare that people follow a calendar as like gospel as much as what salespeople do.
Okay.
So like salespeople or personal trainers or like real service provider people who deal with people like in one-on-one interactions, their day is run by a diary. Whereas like even these days, my day isn't really run by a diary. I have things on my diary, but like I have lots of things that are not diaryable.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I suppose unless you're one of those, you know, control freaks that maps out their day to the second, if you're not having interactions with others, when I'm editing, I just black out the day editing. Like it's just the whole day. That's what it is.
Exactly.
And I'll stop when I feel like it. I'll have interactions with people as they happen, but I'm not blocking out like minute to minute. Very few people do. And when if you lead that kind of life, it's easy to just be in your work and overlook an appointment that was meant to happen.
Exactly. And also like the way that it's done most of the time is that they are sent a booking link or they now it's a secondary step to then add that to your calendar, which most people don't do. So most no-shows, I like to think that people aren't maliciously no-showing, like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. I'm going to book him out and not turn up.
Yeah. I mean, you do get that. Like, you get, like, names like Fucky McFuckerson, and they're like, you know, like, at fuckyou.com. Oh, it happens. I think it's great. I'm like, well done, 17-year-old guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they just don't click that. It's like a tiny little button down the bottom of these. Click to add to Google. And if they don't think to do that, they're doing it on their phone, or they're like a lot of people when they see a Facebook ad, what are they doing? They're like at lunch or they're at home watching TV. The ads come on, they scroll through Facebook and they go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, watch this. That's the context of most people opting into something. So they just forget to do that. So those emails and the text reminders become really important. And so if you don't have those set up and you don't have them set up properly, then it's going to just induce no-shows. So that's like number one.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.